I am Mark Stewart Greenstein. I wanted to follow up on this mascot theme. This is the mascot of my high school, then and now, the Pelicans of Loomis Chafee. Another ennobling animal. And like pretty much every mascot, it was named with reverence, with respect. Leftists who take issue with some mascot names as being offensive don't realize this. Nobody names their team to offend their students, offend their fans, offend other people in the community. Nobody intends to do it. Only leftists twist that around. Nobody makes a mascot to make fun of the players or their school. Maybe we have one exception, but even, yes, the Hartford Yard Goats have an ennobling capacity. Let's talk about something that is not ennobling in schools. It's top-down education that we in public schools are stuck with. And private schools, those students fortunately escape a lot of that harmful bureaucracy. Public schools in Connecticut have really good teachers, and yet they're stuck with procedures. Common Core is a big set of them that they don't like. I am in your corner. I want you to be able to teach with your skills, your tried and true procedures and topics, your passion, and if need be, your discipline. That makes better education. That makes your job more enjoyable. I, in short, would like to make public schools act like private schools. Teacher satisfaction at private schools is tremendous, despite usually lower pay. Why do people relish teaching there? Because of the independence and goodness that private school administrations foster. I don't think it's difference in kids. I really think it's the difference in how schools are run. So, this governor would try to privatize as many functions as possible. You've probably seen my first 500 plan. It means that within 8 months, that's almost instantaneously in edu-speak, within 8 months, people can be choosing their schools, private or public, with voucher funding. It means some of the weaker schools instantly get better because they've got the pressure to get better. Pressure on educrats is a good thing. You will see it from me for 4 straight years. If I had my druthers, there'd be, I'll get to that later. Let me just talk about Common Core, how lousy it is. It is a standard, and standards are good, but we want teachers, and maybe with parent input, to choose what standards they want to use, not to have it forced down their throats. I just don't want to see another kid trying to do subtraction by these stupid leap to another charts, okay? When you see 34 minus 11 and you have this calculation in between that's not necessary, you know you're a victim of Common Core, okay? It's 23. We who grew up with math from all different directions, not standard, we can do this. Our students are no dumber. Our students can be just as attentive, just as capable. You don't need this ridiculous learning. All right, I'll conclude with something I call math tyranny. It is an element of Common Core because it stresses math at the secondary school level to levels that oppress a lot of kids. By all means, the student who relishes working with mathematics or who wants to go in a math-oriented profession, give that student elective after elective in the math. But beyond 8th or at most 9th grade, make it elective. I use no math that I didn't learn in 8th grade. And I've run 3 businesses, okay? Not impoverished. Elementary math may be all somebody needs to then flourish in other things. we teach math to this umpteenth level, calculus, that nobody's going to use unless they're high-end rocket scientist people or they're going deep into investment bank programming. For most college students and throughout most of life, 8th grade level addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division is all that's needed for success. And if you foist calculus and trigonometry on kids who are unwilling to learn it, you're wasting their skills. They could be learning anatomy, animal and human. They could be learning about nutrition. They could be taking CPR courses and actually save people's lives, responsible babysitting courses, interesting calculator use. All these interesting things are getting squashed by math tyranny, where 1 or 2 courses a day are foisted on kids. If I had control of a middle school's curriculum, out of 8 periods, at least 3 of them I think should be science, and at most 1 would be math. 40 periods a week that kids in an 8-period class meet, I would have 16 of those 40. That's 40% for those of you stuck with Common Core. I would have 16 of them devoted to some sort of science endeavor to interest students and propel them in practical and enjoyable ways. Please, let's not subject ourselves to the tyranny of some bureaucrats who don't reside in Connecticut, don't know what Connecticut kids need, as well as families and schools and students themselves. Thank you.